I can't believe I'm saying this, but I had an epiphany about my life. At a rave. At a furry convention. Okay, we'll get to that. Anyway, it's that time of the year again where I have stuff coming. Just not quite yet. He's Coming was probably one of the most fun videos for me to make, and it's around that time again where it's appropriate to do another. Last video spent way too much time with all the updates, and don't worry, I'm not going to take as long this time. I still want to keep this video as fun and as entertaining as possible. Plus, you know, there's still that elephant in the... I'm making a Juno video. Like, actually, finally. I may be diversifying from just Beastars as of recently, but I feel like the Juno video is something that needs to be made and fucking soon. Why? Juno is extremely underrated, and everyone overlooks just how well written of a character she really is. Like, you know that super confident girl who was in your high school English class who would get like 98s on every essay and always did the readings? She was also like a cheerleader and was involved with every organization within the school possible. Yeah, Juno was one of those girls. Someone who appears as and tries to convince themselves as to not let down other people that they are perfect. With Juno, we see that, but then we also see that extreme and bold confidence that she radiates all comes from extreme self-doubt and self-hatred. God, she's such a great character, but all people talk about is how Paru completely half-assed and ruined her entire character arc in the final arc. But there's way more to her than just missed potential, and I want to make all you guys see that. I've even had a good majority of this script done for a while now, and it's just been sitting there trapped and unfinished in my Google Drive. So, Juno video, coming out mid-March, I promise. Like, I really promise. I'm going to hold myself to this because I tend to get too distracted with other work, but this is a video I really want to make, and I will hold myself to this time frame. Speaking of fucking up time frames, where the fuck have I been? Well, yeah, school is obviously the answer, but there also is another reason.
Would you blindly follow orders, even if they were against your moral code? Would you take a stand, even if the odds are heavily stacked against you? Would you be willing to question your entire way of living?
Shy Reaper is an original series about selfish defense attorney Jason Flynn having to team up with kind-hearted Grim Reaper Thaniel to expose the corrupt actions of the head Reaper and save an innocent woman from being convicted of all of their crimes. There's just one problem. Jason doesn't know how to cooperate or open up to others, and Thaniel's in constant denial of the truth and prefers to live in blissful ignorance unless absolutely pushed. See these two interact with the cutthroat yet strangely hospitable world around them. Shy Reaper is a series that me and my team have been working very hard on the pilot of. The drafting process for the script has been underway for a couple months now, and we are getting close to the final draft. And with the finalization of the script comes casting. That's right. A day or two after this video goes up, auditions for Shy Reaper will be made public. In fact, to go along with them, there will be a little overview video advertising these auditions that also gives an overview on each of the characters. You should consider checking out that video when it comes out in a couple days. And yes, these roles are paid roles. So those are the updates, but since I have you guys here, I thought why not talk about more fun stuff I like. So as I said before, being a screenwriter is my dream, and that's why I've started Shy Reaper and another secret personal project, because I want to get experience in doing what I love. You know, that kind of has to do with the realization I had over the past weekend. That's for later. Let's continue with the fun stuff. Yeah. So back when I posted a picture of my Sona, who I now gave the nickname Parker, a couple of you guys were mentioning how he reminded you a bit of a character in the show Centaurworld. I had no idea what that was. Looked it up and then kind of just forgot about it because I was super busy with finals. Well, recently I decided to watch the show and... What the fuck did you guys make me watch? Centaurworld, a show where a battle-torn horse living in a bloody apocalyptic world desecrated by war is separated from her rider and ends up in a Dora the Explorer cutesy type of world. You know, I love when shit goes from 0 to 100 in like a matter of minutes. Beastars and Hunter x Hunter did an amazing job at this by bringing in characters who were truly horrifying and our heroes were powerless to stop. The amount of tension and fear I feel while watching scenes like that, damn, I love thrillers. Now this show has had some fucking insane moments that I just was not expecting. Like I thought it was going to be all cutesy in the actual Centaurworld portions of the story, but oh my god, these Peppa Pig wow wow wubsy motherfuckers have some intense ass backstories, and there's an anti-depression theme park whose goal is to try and stop people from ending their lives, but it's completely empty because sadness just overpowers everyone. Oh my god, what the fuck? And my god, have you seen the main antagonist of this show? It's the Lich! Oh, wait. It's the Nowhere King! Now I see what people were talking about with how I look like him. Well, I mean, we're both the same sort of deer, but that's kind of where the similarities just completely end. So this guy has such an eerie theme with so many double meanings within it that at first sound like they are about living, but then get extremely recontextualized to be about him trying to snuff out your light and kill you. God, I cannot wait to see more of this guy in season 2. He's so interesting. You know, I may or may not make a video on him soon, who knows? All right, little correction update. I just finished season 2. Wow. What? Wow. Which, that will invalidate a couple things I say in this video, but that's also, take this video as this is what my viewpoint of what the plot was going to be, from the point of just finishing season 1, yeah. Anyway, I just finished season 1, and I am so excited, and a little worried, to watch what other fucked up things this show has to throw at me. I want to know more about this Nowhere King and see what strange and interesting lore he brings to the table, though I will say that this show does have a couple issues. Sometimes the show can drag a bit on the filler when they go to new areas. It kind of has the same issue as Avatar Season 1, where they spent an episode in a new location and had a little silly adventure where they learned a lesson. Sure, it's not a bad thing at all, but I just felt that some of the episodes dragged a bit. Although Avatar taking the time to set up those places in season 1 actually did have a huge payoff in the later seasons. So maybe Centaurworld will do the same? Another issue that I have is that like a couple times they would regress a character's character development for the sake of padding, but other than that, damn, this show is great and I highly recommend it. While it does take a few episodes to get to that level, the dialogue is surprisingly really fucking funny, and the banter would often make me laugh really hard. Like, there's this one character named Glendale that's, like, obsessed with stealing things, and fucking God. As we know from James Baxter, horses are so hard to draw, and they were just like, fuck it, frame by frame horse changing its perspective every 3 seconds. Seriously, the animation in this show is top notch. It is so good, especially with the art style and frame rate changes to represent the different changes in art style. Oh, it's so good. To cap it all off, this is also a musical and the songs are actually pretty good. My favorite so far is Nothing Good, a song sung by this one Owl House looking character that I can't remember the name of. I don't know if we know her name. We'll probably learn more about her in season 2. I'm excited to see more and yeah, go watch it. Also watch Lupin on Netflix. It's so good. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, we could talk about how stacked 2022 is video game wise. Legends Arceus, and now we just got Elden Ring, and on top of all of that, Xenoblade 3 and Devil Summoner 5. Okay, so like that Nintendo Direct that we had a couple weeks ago was like one of the best Directs we have ever had in my opinion. Specifically, 3 hopes and fucking Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So as I mentioned in He's Coming, I love Xenoblade. On a list of my top 5 games of all time, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is my second favorite game ever. The fact that this game is combining the world and characters of both Xenoblades 1 and 2. God, this is so fucking exciting. I have like 4 million questions, like why are Melia and Nia running 2 nations who are at war with one another? Was it because they were both friend-zoned?
I love you and all you guys.
Who knows? As some of you know, Flynn from Shin Megami Tensei 4 is one of my favorite character designs ever. Hell, whenever I play a game, I always name myself Flynn, and if there are any customization options, I always try to make them look just like Flynn. It's kind of just like a little like motif, I guess. I mean, like, notice Jason from Shy Reaper's last name. Look at our protagonist here. Noah's design is just mwah, chef's kiss, 10 out of 10 design. Monolith already did the yassification. The yassification for me. Please, I want Mythra to show up so damn badly. Please, Monolith Soft, please. As for the other game I'm excited for, so there's this little niche series that has not gotten a new game since the mid-2000s. It's known as Devil Summoner, or Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, or Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Raido Kusunoha versus the Soulless Arm. Oh my god, these games' fucking titles are so long. Oh my. With Raido, the protagonist of Devil Summoner 3 and 4, being in the English version of the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne remaster. I was hoping that maybe, just maybe, that would renew people's interest in the Devil Summoner series, and we would get a new game, and oh my god, it looks so good. Look at all these colors, and the battle system looks so fun. Oh my god! Introducing Soul Hackers 2. First off, I love Soul Hackers 1. The cast is super memorable and all have very distinct personalities. Remember almost 2 years ago when I made that Beastars cross Persona 5 Royal shitpost? Well, 2 months after that, I started writing a script for the Shishigumi Cross the Spookies, the name of the team in Soul Hackers. It never went anywhere, but it was a little fun thing to write. Anyway, I mentioned before that I love heist stories, but you know what I love second to that? Stories about casual detectives living in a city. That's exactly what the Devil Summoner series is all about. What ties the whole series together is the Kuzunoha clan. They are a family of Devil Summoner detectives who have been around for a long time. If you're a Persona fan looking to get into more of the SMT spin-off games, getting into the Devil Summoner series is a perfect gateway. Wanna know why? Devil Summoners 1 and 2 tie directly into the story of Persona 2. Quite literally, the Kuzunoha detective agency that you chill at in most of the games is also the main meeting place for the cast in Persona 2, which also has the best remix of the Kuzunoha detective agency theme. In that game, it's even run by an important character from Devil Summoner, which I will not spoil. But yeah, this series is near and dear to my heart, and the fact that we are getting another entry after so long, I'm just so happy. This game looks to have a fun and engaging battle system that seems to mix the gameplay of mainline SMT, Raido, and a bit of Persona all into it. These characters look great, and I'm so glad to see them sticking to the wacky campiness of the original games. What I mean by that is, well, just listen to the concept for Soul Hackers 1. People have found a way to summon demons using computers, but it's the futuristic version of the 90s that no one knew what an iPhone was yet, so the way that they made handheld portable computers were by creating the comps, which are computers shaped like guns that summon demons. Other characters have stuff like computers shaped like guitars and saxophones that do the same thing. Okay, I will admit, this shit is ridiculous, but I fucking love it. Glad to see that campiness is returning here because the gun computers are back, and this girl even has double dagger computers. But yeah, overall, this game in general looks beautiful. And God, I hope this will run smoothly on my PS4 because I cannot afford a PS5. What do we have next? Ah yes! If I stick firmly to my editing schedule and nothing goes wrong, this should be going up on Sunday the 27th, which means happy birthday, Aiden O'Flynn! Aiden is such a talented composer, and he's also one of my closest friends. One of the nicest, most caring people I have ever met. Happy birthday, buddy. You guys should check out his channel and support him in whatever way you can. He is far too talented for you guys to just pass up on his work. Well, that should be it. Nothing else to cover, right? Right? Oh, yeah. So, about that epiphany I had. The furry convention doesn't have much to do with it, but it just kind of sort of happened to happen to me while I was at one. So basically last week, I was at Anthro New England. Look, that's me right there. I even made myself a little fursuit head for Parker. In fact, I made a vlog about this trip that will be up next week. Anyway, Saturday night was the rave, and you know what was on my mind that entire week before I left for Boston? Schoolwork. I am still currently drowning in it, and I'm going to be fully honest, school isn't really for me. I mean, I'm almost 2 full years in. I'm going to see this bachelor's degree through and try my hardest, but dropping out is not what I was implying there, because I'm not doing that. When I was having fun and dancing with my friends at the rave, I was thinking so much, and with a little help from their advice, I came to this realization. I have ADHD, and I'm trying my hardest to do the best I can in my classes. I'm just slower to learn theoretically than I am practically. But that's the issue right there. Working in the workforce is pretty much all practical, while education is pretty much just theoretical. My mind is so much better at comprehending and learning things by just doing. That's how I've learned and grown so much through doing YouTube all this time. School is just so much more difficult for me because of my different learning style though. And the problem for me currently is that school is my entire life right now. So that means all my focus is on something that I'm really not the best at. Trust me, my grades aren't awful. They're all A's and B's. It just takes so much struggling to achieve those. As of recently, this has led me to believing in the mindset that I'm just not smart or really good at anything. But the thing is, I'm just not oriented towards academic life. I'm just way better for the workforce life. Sure, I feel like I'm behind all of my other classmates in the ability to pick up and learn knowledge, but you know what? I shouldn't put myself down for it because that's just not who I am. No one's good at everything. In fact, everyone is only really good at just like a few things. I want to remind you that just because you aren't good at one thing doesn't mean that you're unskilled, period. We all have a purpose somewhere and we just gotta find it. I'm gonna get my bachelor's degree in 2 years, and you know what? I'm going to continue to work towards doing what I love with the backing of that degree. I don't know where I'll be in 2 years, but this is why I'm starting now by trying to build up a screenwriting portfolio that I'll have for when college is all over. My dream is to be a screenwriter for different TV shows and movies, and I'll admit, I am terrified for the future. I don't know if I'll make it out there in the scene, but you know what? I need to focus on the right now. Right now, I am writing Shy Reaper and that other secret project, and gaining all the experience and knowledge that I can from that. Just because I'm not the best at academics because of the way my brain processes things, doesn't mean I'm not good at anything at all. I'm still quite young, I'm still learning, still finding my place in the world, and that's something I've kind of forgotten recently. I just had to make the best of my current environment, and if that means struggling a bit to keep up with everyone else while practicing scriptwriting on the side, then the degree and benefits from that struggle I feel will be totally worth it in the end for me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and just remember, she's approaching.